The morning mist clung to the lotus pond like silk veils, and Lady Mei Lin knelt beside the water's edge, her reflection wavering among pink blossoms. At 19, she possessed ethereal beauty, with eyes like mountain lakes and hair cascading like black jade. Her fingers traced the water's surface, disturbing the perfect image staring back. "Sister, you spend too much time with flowers," came a sharp voice. Mei Hua emerged from behind the pavilion, silk robes rustling with calculated steps. Though younger by 2 years, she carried herself with ambition that made her seem hungrier, more determined. "I was seeking Lotus Spirit's blessings," Mei Lin replied gently. "Marriage requires celestial approval. Lord Zhang cares little for mystical beliefs," Mei Hua scoffed, studying her sister's serene face with barely concealed envy. "He wants a wife who brings honor, not one who speaks to flowers." Mei Lin had learned to weather her sister's barbs with patience. Their father, Minister Wei, had raised them both as accomplished ladies, but where Mei Lin excelled in poetry and spiritual arts, Mei Hua focused on political maneuvering. Now Mei Lin would marry into the powerful Zhang family, cementing their father's court position. Neither sister noticed the ancient bronze mirror, half hidden among lotus leaves, its surface rippling with otherworldly energy. Lord Zhang Wei commanded immediate attention in the reception hall, a skilled military strategist and scholar at 28. When Mei Lin entered, with swan-like grace in rose-colored silk, performing traditional greetings with perfect precision, something deeper than mere appreciation flickered in his eyes. "Lady Mei Lin," his voice carried genuine admiration, "you exceed even the poet's descriptions." Mei Hua watched from behind, positioned to serve tea, a servant's role that gave her excuse to observe. When Lord Zhang briefly acknowledged her presence, she offered her most dazzling smile, but his attention immediately returned to Mei Lin. As Mei Lin spoke eloquently about Confucian teachings on matrimonial harmony, Mei Hua felt something dark and cold settling in her chest. She had always been the clever one, yet here was her sister effortlessly captivating the province's most eligible man through simple authenticity. "The wedding will take place in 2 months," their father announced after Lord Zhang departed, "an auspicious date confirmed by astrologers." Mei Hua smiled and offered congratulations, but her heart had already begun weaving darker plans. Mei Hua began her campaign with chessmaster subtlety. She volunteered for wedding preparations, positioning herself as the devoted sister while establishing communication with Lord Zhang's household. "I worry about my sister," she confided to Lord Zhang's secretary. "She has always been delicate, suffering from melancholy that comes and goes. The physicians say marriage stress could worsen her condition." Each conversation added layers to her fabrication. Mei Lin's supposed confusion episodes, spiritual obsessions bordering on concerning fragile health, preventing strong sons. Meanwhile, Mei Hua ensured her presence during Lord Zhang's visits, appearing with refreshments at perfect moments, offering political insights, establishing herself as more practical and reliable. "Your sister seems very capable," Lord Zhang mentioned to Mei Lin after Mei Hua efficiently handled a household management question. "She has always been the clever one," Mei Lin replied with genuine affection, unknowingly providing evidence of her own inadequacy. "I rely on her wisdom in practical matters." The breakthrough came when Mei Hua overheard Lord Zhang confiding to General Liu, "I had hoped for convenience, but find myself genuinely caring for Mei Lin. There's purity to her spirit that moves me." "And the sister?" General Liu asked. "Mei Hua is admirable, sharp-witted and ambitious. But there's something calculating that troubles me. I prefer Mei Lin's genuine nature." Those words sealed Mei Lin's fate in Mei Hua's mind. The Mid-Autumn Festival arrived with great pageantry, Mei Hua had acquired a rare powder from a traveling merchant, something to cloud mines without obvious harm. In larger doses, it caused confusion and strange behavior. As evening entertainment began, Mei Hua ensured Mei Lin's wine cup never emptied, each refill containing carefully measured powder. To observers, she appeared the perfect, loving sister. As the substance took effect, Mei Lin spoke more freely than proper, her conversations becoming increasingly mystical and inappropriate for public setting. The moon goddess Chang'e speaks through lotus petals, Mei Lin said dreamily, holding Lord Zhang's hand improperly. She says our love transcends earthly realm. Do you hear her whispers? Lord Zhang's brow furrowed with concern. Around them, guests murmured and exchanged worried glances as Mei Lin's behavior grew erratic, speaking of visions and prophecies that made nobles uncomfortable. Perhaps my sister should retire, Mei Hua suggested with perfect concern. The wedding excitement has affected her more than usual. She has always been sensitive. I am not tired, Mei Lin protested, words slurring. The spirits are so clear tonight. Can't you see them dancing among lanterns? As servants helped Mei Lin to her chambers, Mei Hua walked beside Lord Zhang with perfectly crafted loving concern, mixed with resigned sadness. I had hoped tonight would not reveal what our family has struggled to hide, she said quietly. My sister's episodes have grown more frequent. Following the festival, Mei Hua's campaign intensified. Stories of Mei Lin's strange behavior reached Lord Zhang through multiple sources, each account embellished. Meanwhile, she positioned herself as the family's voice of reason. Mei Lin, confused by everyone's changed attitude and embarrassing memory fragments, began doubting herself. Did I really speak of moon goddesses? She asked her maid, who had been paid by Mei Hua to confirm worse details. Mei Hua arranged chance encounters with Lord Zhang during his morning rides, speaking of her sister with loving concern while highlighting her own stability. I fear marriage might shatter her mind completely, Mei Hua confided, summoning tears at will. Yet she's so innocent, she doesn't understand her situation's gravity. What do you suggest? Lord Zhang asked, clearly troubled. Perhaps the engagement should be reconsidered, not cancelled, but delayed. Meanwhile, to preserve our family's alliance, she looked up with eyes holding hope and sacrifice. I would be honored to serve in her place, if acceptable. That evening, she found Mei Lin in the lotus garden, pale and fragile, confidence shaken by mysterious festival events. Perhaps the gods are trying to tell us something, Mei Hua said, sitting beside her sister. Maybe your destiny lies in the spiritual realm, not earthly. You could enter the temple, become a priestess. The suggestion was delivered like bitter medicine, seemingly necessary. For the first time, Mei Lin wondered if her sister might be right. The engagement's formal dissolution came with autumn leaves. Lord Zhang, convinced by orchestrated evidence, requested a private meeting with Minister Wei. I hold Lady Mei Lin in highest regard, Lord Zhang explained diplomatically, but fear marriage might not serve her best interest, given her delicate constitution. However, I don't wish to damage our family's alliance. Perhaps an alternative arrangement might be considered. Minister Wei understood immediately. The alliance mattered more than individual happiness. Mei Lin learned through her sister's tearful confession, delivered with perfect theatrical timing. I tried to dissuade him, Mei Hua sobbed flawlessly. I told him your episodes were temporary, just wedding overwhelm. But his mind was made up. And you? Mei Lin asked quietly, reading guilt and triumph warring in her sister's eyes. He asked me to take your place. For family's sake, for the alliance, I couldn't refuse. Father commanded it. Lies flowed like honey. I will never be happy, knowing I've stolen what should have been yours. Mei Lin stared at her sister, and something fundamental shifted between them. For the first time, she saw past Mei Hua's tears to the calculation beneath. "I understand," Mei Lin said with strange calm. "You must do what you believe is right." Wedding preparations resumed mechanically, but in the lotus garden, strange things began happening. Flowers bloomed out of season with unnatural vibrancy. The ancient bronze mirror began glowing softly during night's darkest hours, and Mei Lin, walking among supernatural beauty with newfound purpose, began understanding that earthly justice wasn't the only kind that mattered. On the night before Mei Hua's wedding, the bronze mirror began singing, not with human audible sound, but vibrations resonating through the spiritual realm, calling upon ancient justice powers. Mei Lin knelt beside the water, no longer seeking peace, but communing with forces beyond the physical world. "Honored ancestors," she whispered, "you have seen what transpired. My sister's betrayal was built on lies and poison, yet earthly justice cannot touch her." Lotus flowers began glowing with ethereal light, petals shimmering like captured moonbeams. In the largest bloom center, an ancient woman materialized, robes woven from starlight, hair adorned with jade and silver. "Child of pure heart," the spirit spoke like wind through bamboo, "we have witnessed corruption poisoning your family's honor. Your sister's ambition led her to betray blood bonds and cosmic order itself." "What can be done?" Mei Lin asked, grief transmuting to determination. "Justice will come," the spirit promised, "but not as mortals expect. Those who prosper through wickedness will find gains turn to ash. But you, faithful daughter, will be rewarded for patience and virtue." Other spirits appeared, wronged ancestors, celestial beings governing marriage and honor, nature spirits watching over the Wei family for centuries. All bore witness to cosmic imbalance Mei Hua's actions had created. When dawn broke, spirits faded like morning mist, but left a gift. The bronze mirror floated to Mei Lin's feet, now glowing with permanent inner light. Lifting it, she saw not her reflection, but future glimpses, scenes of judgment and consequence unfolding in proper time. The wedding day dawned with unnatural beauty, sky blazing with two vivid colors, flowers blooming in impossible profusion. To human guests, it seemed heaven-blessed, but those spiritually sensitive felt atmospheric tension, as if the air itself held its breath. Mei Hua emerged in Mei Lin's altered wedding dress, never looking more beautiful, yet there was something unsettling in her perfection. Observers felt they witnessed performance rather than genuine joy. "Sister," she said with practiced emotion, "I carry your blessing today." "You carry more than my blessing," Mei Lin replied quietly, offering a jade pendant carved with protective symbols. "Wear this for good fortune." Mei Hua accepted graciously, never suspecting the inscriptions would make her deception visible to spiritual eyes. As she fastened it, the jade began pulsing with light only supernatural beings could perceive. The ceremony proceeded with magnificent formality, but as each vow was spoken, spiritual tension thickened. The bronze mirror hummed with energy, making sensitive guests shift uncomfortably. "By heaven and earth's authority," the officiant intoned, "I pronounce you husband and wife." At that moment, the jade pendant flared with brilliant light, marking her as one who gained position through deception. The bronze mirror sang cosmic justice notes, resonating through dimensions beyond human perception. In the lotus garden, every flower turned toward the wedding pavilion like silent witnesses. The celebration seemed joyous, but wrongness flowed beneath surface festivities. Wine turned subtly bitter, instruments fell out of tune, and the bride felt growing coldness no amount of praise could warm. Mei Lin watched with serene detachment of one knowing deeper truths. The false wedding was complete, but true justice was only beginning. Despite outward success in her new role, something was fundamentally wrong. The jade pendant felt cold against Mei Hua's skin, and dreams filled with strange visions, mirrors showing her sister's face, lotus flowers whispering accusations, ancient women in starlight robes watching with patient disapproval. Lord Zhang struggled with inexplicable melancholy. He had gained a competent wife managing affairs impressively, but found himself thinking of Mei Lin's gentle wisdom. Mei Hua's conversation, while clever, lacked the profound insights that had drawn him to her sister. "You seem troubled, husband," Mei Hua observed one morning. "Are you thinking of my sister again?" "Why would you say that?" he asked, but his evasion confirmed her fears. "I see it in your eyes sometimes. A distance, as if comparing what is to what might have been." Her voice carried controlled hurt. "I know I was your second choice. You are everything a man could want in a wife, intelligent, beautiful, capable," he assured her, but words lacked warmth she craved. "But not beloved," she said quietly, mask slipping to reveal genuine pain beneath calculation. Meanwhile, Mei Lin had entered the temple as novice priestess, finding genuine solace in spiritual devotion. The bronze mirror had become her daily companion, showing glimpses of consequences manifesting in her sister's life. "The time of reckoning approaches," whispered the starlight-robed woman, appearing in Mei Lin's meditations. "Your sister's false happiness will crumble like autumn leaves. But remember, when justice comes, it must be tempered with mercy or becomes mere vengeance." 3 months into marriage, obvious supernatural intervention signs began manifesting. Mei Hua found herself plagued by increasingly troubling incidents, defying rational explanation. Her reflection began flickering and changing, sometimes showing her guilt-twisted face, other times revealing Mei Lin's serene countenance, staring back with knowing eyes. The jade pendant grew so cold it left frost marks, yet she couldn't remove it. Her hands froze before touching the clasp. Lord Zhang began talking in his sleep, murmuring not her name, but Mei Lin's. During the day, he stared into distance with profound loss expressions, as if mourning something precious taken from him. "You speak her name in dreams." Mei Hua confronted him desperately. "Every night, you call for Mei Lin." "I'm not aware of doing such a thing," Lord Zhang replied, genuinely shocked. Their first open conflict revealed growing relationship chasms. That night, alone in her chambers, Mei Hua stared at the bronze mirror that had mysteriously appeared on her dressing table. In its surface, she saw not her own face, but her sister's, wearing serene expressions of one who found peace through suffering. "Why won't you stay buried in the past?" Mei Hua hissed at the image. "I won. I have everything you wanted." The reflection's lips moved soundlessly, but Mei Hua could read the words, "because it was built on lies." She swept the mirror from the table, but instead of shattering, it flickered once and vanished, only to reappear moments later, completely unharmed. News arrived that Mei Lin had been chosen for special spiritual training, unprecedented honor for someone so young. "Your sister has found her true calling," Lord Zhang said with genuine happiness. "Perhaps this is how things were always meant to be. You think the gods intended for her to waste away in a temple while I married you instead?" Mei Hua's voice tightened with rage. "I think perhaps everyone ended up where they belonged," Lord Zhang said carefully. His words confirmed her worst fears. Even after months of marriage, his heart still belonged to her sister. While darkness gathered around Mei Hua's stolen happiness, light bloomed around Mei Lin's chosen path. Within Mount Qingshan Temple's ancient walls, her spiritual gifts flourished like flowers after rain. The high priestess had recognized something extraordinary in the youngest novice. "You carry a light I have rarely seen," she told Mei Lin. "The spirits speak to you as they once spoke to legendary priestess Luo Shen." People from surrounding villages began seeking Mei Lin's blessing, healing for the sick, wisdom for the troubled, blessings for new ventures. Her intercessions often brought remarkable results. Lord Zhang's secretary came without his master's knowledge, seeking guidance for a master who suffers from heart malady. He is married to a good woman, yet finds no joy in his union. Mei Lin offered a jade charm inscribed with peace and heart clarity symbols. Tell him it comes with blessings for his happiness, whatever form that might take. How does Lady Zhang fare? She asked. She struggles, honored priestess. There are strange occurrences. Cold spots in her chambers, mirrors showing incorrect reflections, her speaking to invisible presences at night. Some say she is touched by spirits. Mei Lin nodded thoughtfully. Cosmic consequences of Mei Hua's deception were manifesting quickly. That evening, the starlight-robed spirit appeared once more. Your sister's reckoning approaches, the entity announced, but the final choice of how justice manifests will be yours. The gods offer three paths: complete destruction, merciful redemption, or something between. What would you have me choose? Mei Lin asked. Choose wisely, with full understanding of consequences. Your sister has caused great harm, but she is still your blood. The quality of mercy blesses both giver and receiver. As Mei Lin's reputation grew throughout the province, the bronze mirror showed increasingly disturbing visions of Mei Hua's deteriorating situation. Beauty fading as supernatural forces drained vitality, marriage crumbling under false foundations, and grip on sanity slipping as spiritual pressure intensified. Winter brought catastrophic events, making clear supernatural forces no longer worked in shadows. Mei Hua's world collapsed with avalanche efficiency. When General Liu witnessed one of Mei Hua's episodes, found by servants at midnight arguing with invisible presences, he told Lord Zhang privately, "I fear your wife suffers from the same condition that afflicted her sister." The irony was exquisite and terrible. Mei Hua now experienced symptoms she had falsely attributed to Mei Lin, but genuinely from supernatural judgment. The jade pendant left permanent blue marks. Her reflection showed rapid aging, and her eyes developed haunted quality cosmetics couldn't disguise. "I am not mad!" she screamed at Lord Zhang. "There are spirits everywhere, in mirrors, walls, the very air. They whisper constantly about debts unpaid and justice delayed. Can't you see them?" But Lord Zhang saw only apparent hereditary madness, understanding with terrible clarity that he had rejected Mei Lin for artificially induced symptoms, only to marry someone experiencing genuine spiritual torment. Business failures devastated Lord Zhang's wealth. Ships lost in impossible storms. Secure investments collapsed. Agricultural lands suffered localized droughts, while neighboring fields flourished. "It's as if we're cursed," he confided to advisors. "Every venture fails, every plan crumbles." When rumors reached the imperial court, Lord Zhang was summoned to explain his failures and address fitness concerns for continued service. "Your family seems plagued by instability," the emperor observed coldly. "Perhaps you have angered some spiritual force." Stripped of title and position, Lord Zhang returned home to find Mei Hua waiting with desperate determination. "We must go to my sister," she said, voice carrying hysteria's edge. "She has become powerful in the temple. She must intercede for us, call off whatever forces are destroying our lives." "Your sister owes us nothing," Lord Zhang replied wearily. "If anything, we owe her a debt that can never be repaid. She owes me everything. I am her blood, her family." But even speaking the words, Mei Hua knew they rang hollow. She had forfeited any claim to sisterly loyalty through betrayal. Temple bells rang across Mount Qingshan like judgment voices as Mei Hua climbed ancient stone steps. The jade pendant had grown so cold her breath formed ice crystals in winter air. When Mei Hua entered the sacred hall, the contrast between sisters was striking. Mei Lin radiated serene authority in simple priestess robes, while Mei Hua appeared haggard and desperate, fine silk garments wrinkled, once perfect beauty marred by supernatural aging. "Sister," Mei Hua gasped, falling to her knees, "you must help me. We are being destroyed by forces I cannot understand or combat." "Rise, sister. Tell me what brings you to seek divine intervention." "The same spirits you commune with have turned against me," Mei Hua's voice cracked. "They whisper constantly of betrayal and stolen happiness, showing me visions of that festival night, making me relive my choices repeatedly." And what do these spirits tell you?" Mei Lin asked, gently but inexorably. "They say I poisoned your wine that night, that I lied about your condition to steal your intended husband." Tears streamed as she spoke aloud for the first time. "But I did it for the family. You were too weak, too spiritual to be proper wife to a man like Lord Zhang. Were those truly your motivations, or were there deeper reasons?" In the silence that followed, Mei Hua's justifications crumbled like ancient walls. "I was jealous," she whispered. "You were always the favored one, the beautiful one, everyone loved without effort. I worked so hard to be clever, useful, but it was never enough. When I saw how Lord Zhang looked at you, I couldn't bear it. And now I have nothing. He looks at me with pity and fear. Our marriage is hollow shell built on lies that grow heavier each day." Mei Lin approached her sister, movements flowing like water over stones. "The spirits of justice have been at work, but they are not without mercy. They brought you here not for final punishment, but for redemption possibility." "What must I do?" Mei Hua asked, hope flickering. "You must choose," Mei Lin said, producing the bronze mirror. Its surface shimmered with otherworldly light, showing not reflections but possibilities. "The spirits offer 3 paths. First, continue as you are, letting cosmic justice take natural course until completely destroyed. Second, confess deceptions publicly, return what you stole through false means, accept earthly consequences while finding spiritual peace. Or third, what is the third path?" Mei Lin's eyes filled with compassion that had always set her apart. "Complete forgiveness, supernatural intervention to restore what was lost, and chance for all of us to find genuine happiness. But it requires something that may be harder than any punishment." "Anything," Mei Hua breathed. "It requires you to forgive yourself and release your need to possess what was never truly yours. Can you find peace in letting Lord Zhang choose his own path, even if that leads back to me? Can you accept that some forms of love cannot be stolen or forced, only given freely?" For long moments, Mei Hua stared into the bronze mirror, seeing not her reflection, but images of life she might have lived if she had chosen differently, perhaps less grand, but built on truth rather than deception. "I choose the third path," she said finally, voice steady with newfound resolve. "I choose to let go." As words left her lips, the jade pendant finally released its hold, falling to temple floor with a sound like breaking chains. Supernatural aging began reversing, and for the first time in months, Mei Hua's reflection showed her own face, unmarked by guilt and desperation. "Then let the healing begin," Mei Lin said, and the bronze mirror erupted with light encompassing the entire mountain. Light from the bronze mirror spread across the province like dawn breaking, carrying power to heal wounds both seen and unseen. In that radiance, cosmic balance disturbed by deception began restoring itself according to principles higher than human justice. At the Zhang estate, Lord Zhang felt the change as lifting of oppressive heart weight. Mysterious business failures reversed. Lost ships returned with cargo intact, failed investments paid unexpected dividends, localized droughts ended with gentle rain falling only on his lands. More importantly, confusion clouding his heart cleared. He understood with perfect clarity that his marriage had been built on false foundations, but recognized his own culpability in choosing convenience over true feeling. In the temple, supernatural light gradually faded to reveal sisters embracing for the first time since childhood, their reunion blessed by ancient spirits who had engineered this reconciliation moment. "What happens now?" Mei Hua asked, voice small, but no longer carrying desperation's edge. "Now we each walk the path always meant for us," Mei Lin replied. "You will return to Lord Zhang and speak truth for the first time since your wedding day. The marriage can be dissolved with honor or rebuilt on honesty foundations. The choice will be his as much as yours." When Mei Hua reached the Zhang estate, she found her husband waiting in the garden where this story began. "I know why you have come," he said before she could speak. "The spirits have shown me truths I was too proud or blind to see. Our marriage was born of deception, but need not die in bitterness." "I poisoned her wine that night," Mei Hua confessed without preamble. "I lied about her condition, manipulated events to steal what should have been hers." Lord Zhang nodded slowly. "And I was too quick to believe what I wanted to hear. We both bear responsibility for harm that followed. What would you have us do?" "I would have us part with honor and seek forgiveness from the one we wronged. The marriage can be dissolved by mutual consent. As for myself..." He paused, looking toward the mountain where temple bells still rang. "I believe my heart has always known where it belonged." 3 months later, the same gardens that had witnessed betrayal hosted a different celebration. Mei Lin had received permission to return to secular life, her spiritual training complete. Her marriage to Lord Zhang was conducted with simple elegance, blessed by both earthly tradition and supernatural approval. Mei Hua attended as honored guest, her spiritual journey having led her to found a school for young women where she taught practical skills and ethical wisdom learned through hard experience. As the couple exchanged vows beneath the pavilion where deception had once triumphed, the lotus pond reflected their faces with perfect clarity. The bronze mirror, now kept as family treasure, showed only true reflections, its supernatural properties dormant, but ready should justice ever again be needed. "Do you ever wonder," Lord Zhang asked his new wife as they paused beside the lotus pond, "what would have happened if we had trusted our hearts from the beginning?" "I think," Mei Lin replied, watching Moon's reflection dance on water, "that some lessons can only be learned through suffering, and some happiness only appreciated after being lost and found again. The spirits work in ways that may seem cruel, but their justice is perfect and their mercy infinite." Above them, stars wheeled in eternal patterns, witnesses to the truth that cosmic justice, though sometimes delayed, is never denied. The gods of heaven had indeed delivered justice through transformation rather than destruction, teaching that the highest victory lifts up both wronged and wrongdoer.